this day. Because you're not being told what you've done wrong. Go on, man.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 2, verse 14. Thy prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thee. They have not discovered thine iniquity to turn away thy captivity.
And iniquity is the laws. Breaking the laws is a sin. That's what iniquity is. Iniquity is a build-up of sins. Go on.
But I've seen for thee false burdens and causes of banishment.
False burdens and causes of banishment. What was the old law? What was the old thing that these Caucasians were pushing? Oh, you guys are the Hamites. You Negroes are Hamites. That's like, servant of servants. That's what they were trying to push. Then they come find out now that Hamites are actually the Africans. The Hamitic Africans, which is not the same people. That's why it says in, what is it? As it says in Amos 9, give me Amos 9 and 7, and give me, what is it? Exodus 11 and 7. No, dog shall move his tongue against man or beast to show that the Most High has put a difference between the Israelites and the Egyptians. The Egyptians are Hamites. Amos 9 and 7. Are you not as the Ethiopians unto me, O children of Israel? Why is that? Because you both have dark complexions, but you're not the same nationality. But these Caucasians are trying to push, everyone with melanin is the same nationality. Oh man.
Can't, but somehow the Chinese and the Japanese are not the same, even though they look the same.
Right, that's the problem with our people. They can accept that Chinese and a Japanese and a South Korean and a North Korean and a Vietnamese person is all different, but a Hamitic African and an Israelite, they can't understand that those are two different nationalities. Go on, man.
Amos chapter 9 verse 7. Are you not as the children of the Ethiopians unto me, O children of Israel?
Right, because you have the same complexion. That's what's that guy, Haile Selassie. He's an Ethiopian, he's a Babylonian. Alright? They had us in slavery.
Basically a Somalian.
He's basically a Somalian, that's what they are. A Cushite. Nimrod was a Cushite. They had us in slavery. But then you got our people, Jah Rastafari, I Selassie. Selassie didn't even want to come off the plane when he got to Jamaica. Even he denounced himself and said, no, I'm not the saviour. Selassie are dead and gone. Where's the saviour? Because our people have a zeal for the Most High, but they're not calling to knowledge. The Most High has rejected them. He's not dealing with them for now. Go on.
Saith the Lord, have I not brought up Israel out of the land of Egypt?
Have I not brought up Israel out of the land of Egypt? Israel is my firstborn. Go on.
Jump to Exodus 11 and 7. The book of Exodus chapter 11 verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue.
Right, and that's a heathen basically. If you're not a Negro, Hispanic, a Native American, West African, Mexican, North American, Indian, Latino, if you're not one of them, you're a heathen basically. So the Most High calling you a dog because you haven't been given the laws. You're a beast. You understand? It's serious. It's true. It's true though. The Most High is serious. We're the ones that were given the laws. That's why we're suffering from the curses. Go on.
Against man or beast, that you may know how that the Lord hath put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
To know that the Most High has put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. That's why you look down at this sign. You've got the Hamites on this side, and you've got the Israelites on that side. Okay? The day I see someone come walk down the street with a plate in their lip from the black consciousness movement, them people in the black consciousness movement are in America. They scream Africa, Africa. Who's that guy? Polite. He went down there with a return ticket. Why did you stay over there if you're so Hamitic African? You see what I'm saying? Because he knows that they'd probably eat him. Go on. Go on. What about him? What have you got here? Go on, continue reading them.
2 Ezra chapter 9 verse 16. Like as a wave of water is greater than a drop.
Oh, it's like it. Lamentations, we didn't finish the Lamentations on. Lamentations 2 and 14. Go on.
Book of Lamentations chapter 2 verse 14. Thy prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thee. and have not discovered thine iniquity to turn away their captivity.
Right, for you Negro, Hispanics, and Native Americans, Baruch chapter 4 verse 6. What's your iniquity? Let's find out your iniquity. Baruch 4 and 6.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 6. You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved God to wrath. You were delivered unto the enemies.
Right, so that's your iniquity, because you moved your God to wrath. Right, get me, what is it? You got to get me Isaiah 42:24 again. Read that again.
Baruch chapter 4, verse 7. For you provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to the Most High.
Right, so for you Negro, Hispanics, Native Americans, and West Africans, you were sold to the heathen nations. Caucasian man, the Indian man, the Arab man, Chinese man, the Hameti Africans, you were sold to the heathen nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved your God to wrath by worshipping their gods. Okay? And that's the worst law you could break. Go on.
You have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you.
Right, you've forgotten the living power that brought you out of the land of Egypt and worship these other gods. Right, that's what it says in what's that scripture? It says, call upon the gods that you have chosen. Let them save you in the time of calamity. It's in 2 Chronicles, man. When over here in the UK it gets like Venezuela, man. Let's see these people call upon Allah and Jesus Christ in that day. Let's see if they're going to save him. Go on.
No, it's in Deuteronomy. This is Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 37. And he shall say, where are their gods, their rock in whom they trusted?
Right, where is your God in the rock that you've trusted? Read the one up where it says that the Most High showed them mercy until destruction came. Go on.
Show them mercy until he came. Yeah. He shall say, where are their gods, their rock in whom they trusted, which did eat the fat of their sacrifices and drank the wine of their drink.
Right. So that means basically when you were saying in Jesus' name over your pork roast or whatever in Christmas, when our people worship Allah, when they're Ramadan or whatever, the Negroes, the Hispanics and the Americans are into Islam and Christianity and all these different doctrines. Read that loud, man.
Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 37. And he shall say, where are their gods, their rock in whom they trusted, which did eat the fat of their sacrifices and drank the wine of their drink offering?
Right, that's what that means. Right? Because you're basically honouring them idols when you pray over your food. You're not praying to the Most High over your food, you're praying to them idols. Okay? That's why it says that they took part of that food. Go on.
Let them rise up and help you, and be your protection. See now that even I am he, and there is no God with me.
Right, let them raise up in the time of Jacob's trouble and protect you. When there's no food out here, and you can't feed your kids and your woman, let Jesus come and protect you. Let Allah come and save you. When could happen? What is it? The crane come down in the mosque when they were praying. All kinds of madness happen. Where's Allah been, man? You Negroes, Hispanics, and Americans went through slavery in 1819. Even up to this day. Where is Jesus? Where is Cesare Borgia to come save you lot? That's what, read it again. Even I am here and there's none else. Go on.
Let them rise up and help you and be your protection.
Right, let them rise up and help you be your protection. Even Jake that's into that African rubbish about Egyptology and all that. All the gods, how many gods have they got? Well, they want to get carnal. Have faith in your God. If you've got that many gods and everything, and you used to rule Egypt, have faith in your gods. You see what I'm saying?
Like the people in Islam. They say they worship Islam or whatever, but where's their faith? They're strapping up and putting bombs on themselves and running into cars and all that stuff, blowing up stuff. If your power was real, then you would show his power. You'd wait on it. It just shows that it's not real. Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 27. I'll start from 11. Have a nation changed their gods which are yet no gods, but my people have changed their glory for that which do not profit.
Right, you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans and West Africans, you change your glory for that which is not profit. What is your glory? This wisdom, knowledge and understanding. Deuteronomy 4:6. The wisdom, knowledge and understanding of the Bible is your glory in the sight of the heathen nations. That's why Muhammad, sat at the feet of the Israelites and was copying and pasting and plagiarizing our laws. That's what Muhammad did. That's why when you read the Quran, it's sketchy. There's parts missing out. Go on.
No, so what does Quran stand for? Recite. Recite it from what? Recite it from us Israelites, the Bible, the Torah, law, statutes and commandments. That's what it's recited from. That's why they don't eat pork and they follow us. Okay, but they won't tell you that.
That's why it's so backwards, because you got our people that are into Islam, but Muhammad sat at our feet and learned from us. That's like you raising a child, your son, and then your son telling you to follow him. But then how the hell would he learn, since you're the one teaching him? That's backwards. Go on. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my power commanded me. No, I'm giving you Christianity. I have taught you statutes and judgments. No, Pentecostal. Statutes and judgments. No, Islam. I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that you should go and do so in the land whether you go to possess it. Right, this is given to the Israelites. Okay? But that's why Muslims can't even come up here. Because the Quran says, do not contend with them that are of the book. And the Israelites are of the book. Because for them to contend with us is stupid. That's ridiculous. You're contending with your teacher, basically, which knows more than you. That's like me plagiarizing something from you, and then me telling you to go and follow me. That's stupid, man. That's stupid. Go on.
That's like in school, if you was to copy down a test and then tell your teacher to learn from the test that you've just copied, even though he's got the text there. It's impossible. You already had the answers, you just copied them and now you're trying to get him to follow you. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 24, verse 8. So the creator of all things gave me a commandment, and he that made me caused my tabernacle to rest, and said, let thy dwelling be in Jacob, and thy inheritance in Israel. Right, that's talking about wisdom. Because I start from 1, wisdom shall praise herself, and shall glory in the midst of her people. In the congregation of the Most High shall she open her mouth, and triumph before his power. Okay, so when it says here, so the creator of all things gave me a commandment, he gave wisdom a commandment, and he said, and he that made me, the Most High that made wisdom, caused the tabernacle to rest, and said, let thy dwelling be in Jacob. That's why it says here, Deuteronomy 4 and 5, behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord thy power commanded me that you should go do so in the land when you go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them. Keep therefore and do them, which is the law, statutes and commandments. Not Christianity. Yahweh didn't go take Moses up to Mount Sinai and give him all these different denominations of Christianity or Islam. He didn't give him religion. Get me that one, Deuteronomy 8 and 32. Our God created the gods of the heathen nations. He gave them their gods. He gave them their religion. But he's dealing with you Negroes, Hispanics and Native Americans personally. Read that. Go on, man. The book of Deuteronomy chapter 8 verse 32. Book of Deuteronomy chapter 32 verse 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance. Right. When our God, which is a living power, because he's not dealing with everyone, but he created everyone. Okay? When he divided to the heathen nations their portion, God, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. Right, so the sons of Adam are the different nations. You've got Israelites, you've got Edomites, which are Caucasians. You've got what? Ishmael, which are these so-called Arabs today. You've got Elam, which is these Indian men. Right? You've got what? The Hamitic African nations. South Africans are Canaanites. Okay? Then you've got what? The Babylonians are the Somalians today. Okay? The Most High divided to the nations their portion. Ammon is what? The so-called Japanese, and Moab is the so-called Chinese. Okay? Go on. For the Lord's portion is his people, Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
Right, but the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob, which is you Israelites, you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and West Africans, you are the portion of the Most High. You are the Lord's people. That's why these Edomites, these fake Jews today, trying to claim to be your heritage. And the Muslims are trying to, everyone's trying to be you. But you don't want to be you. You see what I'm saying? You've changed your glory into that which is not.